Yo, what up, everybody, man? This is your boy Miles. Basically, I'm just here today to talk about um, things that kind of plague my mind, things that are on my heart. And basically, I'm calling the segment "Let's Talk About It." So if you guys have any questions, any suggestions, any comments, please feel free to hit me up and let me know what's up. The first topic that I want to talk about today is parents and kids. You know, I think that parents, you need to love your kids. Kids, you need to respect your parents for real. Like, I feel that it's so much of a gap between how parents used to raise their kids back in the day and how they're raising them now. I believe that the values being instilled in our kids are totally kind of just misconstrued in a sense. And I think that a lot of that stems from A, parents not being ready to be parents, B, parents not knowing how to be parents. And kids, you have to be patient with them as well because you have to understand that they are human. Just because you have a mom and dad does not mean that there's some type of bionic force. They're human just like you. They were a kid, they were a baby just like you. They grew just like you. They went through things just like you do, you know? So, and with that also being said, parents, you have to know that your kid, you were a kid at one time too. So you have to understand that they're going to go through things. They're going to mess up. They're going to screw up. They're going to piss you off. It is what it is, you know? But don't give up, you know? Like, don't be a parent who brings a life into the world and gives up on that child. That's the worst thing you can ever do to someone is give up on them or stop believing in them. You know, I think that a lot of people, a lot of times, I'm sorry, people they have kids and they're not necessarily quote unquote ready. And I'm not saying to have abortions. I mean, I'm not for that. I believe that every life is precious. But what I am saying is be cautious in your actions and what you do um, when it comes to, bringing a child into the world, pretty much. Um, Kids, you know, we do a lot of screwed up things to piss our parents off. We do. It's just that rebellious stage rather, that we go through. And I guess it's just a part of adolescence, a part of growing up. It's a part of maturing in a sense. Um, but I think sometimes we take it too far, you know. But parents, I feel as though that your growth as an adult needs to be prevalent, meaning it needs to be there. You cannot raise a kid still being a kid yourself. You have to mentally evolve and mentally grow in order to be able to help your child become an adult. I hear parents all the time, they sit and they talk about how, oh, he ain't shit. He ain't this. Oh, she this, she that. Well, what are you doing as a parent? What are you doing to guide and mold and shape your child's perception on life? Come on now, you got to think about it, people. You know what I'm saying? Don't expect a bed of roses when you're dishing out, cow shit. Excuse my language, but for real, how could you expect to have a productive member of society when you're not being productive in their life? And I'm not saying that's always the case because there are exceptions to the rule. I mean, I do know that, but I think that there needs to be a love for mankind. I love mankind. I love people. I love being around people. I love socializing with people. I love getting to know new people. I'm a lover of people. So, yeah, really kind of, check that, y'all. For real. Like your kids, your parents, y'all need to be on one accord, you know. And I heard Nene from Housewives say that I'm not trying to be my child's friend. I'm his parent, and I respect her for that and saying that. But personal perception, personal opinion, I think that there needs to be an equal balance because your child needs to be able to feel comfortable with you and who you are, and vice versa, so they can be able to talk to you about things that are going on in their life, things that they encounter, things that they see. If your child is afraid of you or not comfortable with you, they will never express things that go on outside of the home. So you'll never know what's going on. And then, years down the line, you wonder, you know, what's up? Like, why is this happening, or why is he going through this? It was always there. It's just that you guys have isolated the ability to be able to communicate and talk and be friends and still have a balance of I am your parent, respect me, I'm your child, but let's have a common meeting ground where the respect level is there and the friendship level is there. Personal personal perception, personal opinion. So it's not law, but this is how I feel. Me and my mom have a wonderful relationship. Wonderful. We are best friends, and I love her um, with everything. She's been there a lot, and I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. It wasn't always like that. Um, it was a time when we hated each other. I mean, really, we hated each other. I couldn't stand to be in the same room with her. I couldn't stand the sight of her, and vice versa. She felt the same way about me. It was those adolescent ages, going through life. But from at a young age, she instilled values in me. She did instill values, and that's something I can never take away from her. She instilled in me to be a good person, no matter what I did to be a good person. Um, a lot of the issues that me and her had stemmed from my sexual orientation. I am black, homosexual male. I'm not ashamed of it. This is me. It will forever be me. Every man you see does not have to carry a purse and wear heels and lip gloss. And I'm not trying to be a thug either. This is just me. This is how I am, the culture I come from. Um, so I don't walk down the street trying to hide my sexuality, and I don't wear it on my shirt either, on my chest rather. I'm just me. If you ask me, I'll tell you. Females try to talk to me all the time, and it's like I'm like, yo, I'm not gonna play you because that's just not me. Um, but she had a lot of issues with my sexual orientation and coming out at such a young age. When I was 13, I told my mother I was gay, I was into same sex, things like that, and she went through the roof. When I tell you, man, she went through the roof. I mean, like, for real, like she was out of here. And I just could not understand why. Me being a child, back to what I was saying earlier, me being a child and not understanding that she is human. She is a person just like me. She had to learn, she had to grow, she had to evolve as a woman, as a mother, you know? So take that into consideration. It will definitely help the situation in life and the things that we go through. But anyway, I'm sorry. Back to what I was saying about the whole homosexual thing. I always knew what I wanted, but she couldn't understand that her son was, you know, this faggot in her mind. He was a faggot and he liked boys. And it pissed her off. Boys would call the house. It was a thing where don't call my house. Click. Like, yo, really? You really just gonna hang up on him like that? And I'm sitting like this for real. Like, yo, you really are nuts. I can laugh about it now, man. But I tell you, yo, it was crazy. It was crazy. It was crazy. It was a crazy time. I remember she would snatch the phone out the jack. I don't want these faggots calling my house. And da-da-da-da-da. I was like, this. Just hung up on this sexy ass nigga I just met. Like, yo, what the? But real talk. Parents take time to understand your kids, man. I have some friends that were drug dealers and growing up, and they're obviously in jail or dead. Um, I think when you choose a certain type of lifestyle, there are repercussions that come along with it. Things that you do. Every action has a reaction um, in life. It's very prevalent that you know that. Um, yeah, so that's that. Real talk. I just really wanted to get this out here. This was on what was on my heart for this evening. Parents, love your kids. Kids, respect your parents. Find a common meeting ground where you guys can come together and be on one accord because we need you. And believe it or not, kids, they need us too. We help mold them. We all come from the same creator, and God doesn't make mistakes.